This is a testimony of the goodness of God. Shout out to Grand Vine. So I was listening to him, and he was saying how he saw this lady at the bus stop, and he walked past her, and then he went back and asked, was she okay? And he ended up buying her food. And her son was there, and he came back with the food, and he ended up getting them a room because they didn't have a place to stay. And that stuck with me. And I'll bring that up until now. I was in the process of getting my notary renewing my notary, and I had did the test, trying to print out the application because things have changed. Not only do you have to have a test, you have to have a piece of paper that the notary, has to get notarized. And so I spent all day doing it and going to the courthouse and having to go back home and do more tweaking and doing this and doing that. And I got frustrated yesterday. So I said I'm going to try it again today. And this time, before I called, because earlier, yesterday when I tried calling, I couldn't reach anybody, couldn't get in contact with anybody. So I tried it today, calling, and I couldn't reach anybody. Everything either could not be transferred, the voicemail box was full. I just couldn't get anybody on the phone. So listening to spirit, and God will never lead you wrong. Just listen and trust your intuition. Trust it. Just trust it. I'll tell anybody, trust it, no matter what it looks like, and go for it. So I called the same number again this morning, and this time, instead of accepting the regular voicemail, spirit led me to just touch this button, and I did it. And it went to one office in the courthouse, and I asked a question because I told her my situation, what I was trying to do, and the lady was real nice. She said, "Oh, well, let me transfer you to such and such," and she transferred me to her, and she walked to Lacey. Shout out to Lacey, my favorite person. Lacey literally saved my life because I was already having a bad morning. It's past tense, so I said was having. And got on the phone with Lacey. Lacey walked me through step by step what I needed to do to get the information that I needed, how to get it, everything. And this is to the goodness of God. So once I hung up with her, I went home, got other information that I thought I was going to need that she said to get. Came back up into the courthouse, and I looked for Lacey. I looked for Lacey, and I found her, and she told me what to do, even printed out the information that I needed. Printed out, told me where to go, because I need to get my documents notarized. Told me where to go to get it notarized for free. And after all of that, it didn't cost me anything but to actually pay for my notarization. To the point that even my parking, someone paid for my parking. I didn't even have to pay to park. And I thought about what Grand Vibe said about buying the lady food and getting a room for her and her son. The parking was free. Getting it notarized was free. The only thing I actually paid for was my the notarization paperwork, like I said before. So after I've got all of that done, it was like God was there, boom, 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 boom. I came out of the courthouse. Mind you, my parking is free. And I walked upon this lady, and I'm old school. I came up in a time where I came up in a time when the parking meter was a dime. It is what it is. So as I'm coming out the courthouse, I see this elderly lady, and she's trying to figure out, as I was when I came to park earlier, how to use the parking meter. They no longer take coins, you have to use a credit card. And mine was free. Let me put this in here. Mine was free because I was trying to figure out how to put my coins in, and it said credit card. And this nice couple was there. They were using the meters, and I asked them to show me how to use it. And I put my card in, and the machine just started beeping. It wouldn't accept it. So I said, well, let me try a debit card, because it asked for a credit card or a debit card. I put my credit card in, and it was beeping. So I said, well, maybe I just put in my debit card. It'll need a debit card. It still didn't accept it. I haven't forgotten. I'm going back to the goodness of God. So, and they were standing there as a couple, and he said, well, let me try mine. And mind you, they had just parked beside me. He had used his with no problem. So he came over and inserted his card, and the machine still, it went off. It was beeping like crazy. Mind you, they had pulled up the same time as I had. He had just used his card in the parking meter, and he walked over to mine and tried to use it, and it wouldn't let him do it. So that's 3 tries. So he said, well, let me try it again. And he tried on the 4th time between me and him, and it worked. And he said, how much time do you need? Is 35 minutes good? I said, yeah. Thank you. And I asked him, did I owe him anything? He was like, no, because it's like $1 and something, I said, well, thank you. So bring it forward, coming out of the courthouse, this lady is trying to put her money into the parking meter. And I think that's a disservice to use cards only, because you have people that don't have cards. You have elderly people, senior people that don't know how to use them. Thank God that there was someone there to show me. And so, and she was trying to put the coins in. I said, ma'am, the coins are already in there. You can't put any coins in there. And she said, well, I hope I got enough time, before they come. Speaking of the meter attendants, we call them meter maids, meter man, meter person, whatever. But before the meter person comes to check the meters and write the tickets, and she just walked off, and there was someone in the vehicle with her. He was still in the car. So I thought about what Grand Vibe did. I passed it along. My card, I put it in there, and the same card I used on mine that did not work, I put that same card into theirs, and it worked right off the bat. And I said, sir, how much time do you need? Is 35 minutes good? He was like, yeah, I appreciate it. He said, how much I owe you? I said, you don't owe me anything. See, passing it along will work out. Trust God. Trust God. Trust your intuition. I don't care what it looks like. Trust God. Because I had made up my mind. When I came today, I was not leaving without my renewal. I was not giving in. Even though Satan had tried to beat me down this morning, I saw him for what he was doing. And instead of putting pressure on me, Satan brought out a praise in me. And I thank God for that. I thank God. That's the goodness of God. That's when you are in alignment with God, everything you do will prosper. When you are in his will and operating in obedience, every single thing you touch will be blessed. Anybody that you come in contact with will be blessed, just from them helping you, from just gleaning from your anointing. Just gleaning from your anointing, and they don't even know it. Now, who knows what blessings God has for that couple that are soon to get married. He said they've been engaged for a couple of years. They're soon to get married. I pray peace, prosperity, and blessings in everything that God has over them, because they stepped in to help me when I didn't know. Now, mind you, I tried 2 different cards, and neither card worked. But I tried the same card on somebody else's, and no problem. It worked spot on. I don't know what God was saying, but I trusted him and followed my intuition, because I wanted her to go into the courthouse and not have to hurry and worry about that meter or getting a ticket. And I'm telling you, God is faithful. God is faithful. God is faithful. Ashe.